So I think that that's probably where we're going to have to focus on going forward. And I think that's going to hold the spotlight. I don't think inflation is
Yeah.
really something we have to worry about.
Like I think the market's well aware of that too. Like the Fed has a dual mandate, right? And one of the mandates of keeping inflation under control seems to be very certain, and especially with the move that we've been seeing in commodities this past week. So it's all growth dependent now. Now it's going to be about, are people, is the labor market strong still? And it's been definitely weakening. Like you could see, like what he pulled up there, job openings. I am curious to see how this is going to be affected by all of the government layoffs. As there's more people out there looking for work and taking jobs, how is this chart going to be affected? Are we going to dip further below the pre-COVID highs? And this is what the Fed's looking at as well. They look at this as a way to front run the unemployment rate.
Yeah, so I want to be pretty clear about this chart, right? Like, let's be very clear that we are historically, since this data has come out, we have not seen recessions form without this ratio going below one. Essentially, meaning that there are more unemployed people than there are available jobs if that ratio is below one, right? And this doesn't go back very far. The job opening, like the jolts and stuff like that, it doesn't go back. I think it only started in like 2001-ish, something like that. We don't have like jolts data into the 80s and whatnot, so it's hard to track going back in time like that. But ultimately, what we need to understand here is just the basic economic concept of, if you have people entering the workforce basically because they've lost their job in, say, the government, right? You have to be able to absorb those jobs. Otherwise, you're going to just increase the unemployment rate. Now, given that the ratio is above one, basically there are more job openings than there are unemployed people. What this tells me by looking at this is there's a buffer here to absorb some excess labor that comes online from government or from downsizing, even at other companies. If some companies want to downsize, there are other options that, you know, the labor market can churn this out for some time here before we start seeing some, real significant damage